not. Hello, hello. Hey, everybody, this is Doc Mac from the Galloping Ghost Arcade out in Brookfield, Illinois. Today is Wednesday, February 24th, 2021. We are here down at the production offices, joined by none other than GGA Wafflez. What is up? Thank you,
What's up, everybody?
everybody, for being in the stream chat. We got Shane and Krell, Mr. Meow Meow Pants, Gabe, Del Dude, Will Hammer, Billy Lee. Hello, hello. Old guy playing games. Lumbo is here.
Shane, yeah, everyone. I saw Pacino was in the stream chat earlier as well.
Yeah, Master Daniel Pacino. Make sure you're following him on Twitch at twitch.tv/MasterDPacino.
Yeah.
Hope everybody is having a great. I can't even believe it's already Wednesday.
Yeah, it's man, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's just every day is so packed that it's just like, especially Mondays, dude. Mondays last like half an hour. It seems.
It's been so nonstop with streaming and stuff. It's been a lot of fun. It's awesome. We saw Jeremiah streaming Violent Storm yesterday. That was an awesome stream. Thank you, everybody that joined us for that. Monday was a lot of fun with Portman and
That's a fun game.
What's that?
It's a fun game.
Obviously you liked it.
Yeah, I kind of picked it up real quick. It was also a disaster didn't strike on our way to get at least on my end. I don't know about your end, how tough it was getting that game together, but it was a pretty smooth Monday getting ready for the show.
It literally, I think we picked it out on Thursday. That was we knew it was going to be Portman, and then I think there was people that kept showing up, and it was like, oh, I gotta go talk to this, but I'll do the Monday game later. And
yeah, do we have any guests on Saturday? Stephen Lucas was in from out of town, but he's usually just there for scores.
Yeah, it was.
We had the old school gamer guys, the magazine guys.
Lumbo stopped by at some point.
What's up, Tracy? Yeah, I ran into Lumbo. Oh, because he was going over the Titan music, right?
Yes, the new Titan music. Got that. The guitar tracks are down. Still more to go on it, but it's coming along. We're trying to wrap up everything Titan in the next probably the next 2 weeks, I would say.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe.
we can get into a little more. Give me 1 second. I want to go grab my headphones real quick. I forgot them.
All right.
Got
Prestige,
them in anyway.
What is up? Tracy and Shadow, what is up? Try and Chocolate Deluxe. Hello, hello. Thank you all for joining us. Again, with the Monday game, it was, going through the vaults. There's so many choices. We look at what went out last week and try to. We don't want to put two shmups in a row. It's not that it never happens, but we try to space it all out. And it's just one of those. We hadn't done an oldie but a goodie since Chameleon, which had been a bit. And so we thought it was a good time to put out something a little more classic, but wanted to go with something that I was pretty sure that nobody was going to have heard of that one. So I wasn't sure if James had maybe heard of it, but pleasantly surprised that he had not. I know we had one person that had requested it, and they had actually requested several games from Europe, and I can't remember if it was either Mike Waters or Kelly Tharp. I'm just so. I wish I had taken a note down of who requested that, because we had already had it in the vaults, and it was such a why do you know that game situation? Because people ask for the stuff that usually it's fairly common stuff. Occasionally you'll get something a little more obscure, but this is really out there. So it was just awesome to be able to add it to the floor, and so great to see that everybody was digging it. It had a seemingly a little bit of a high point of entry as far as skill level, and then once everybody seemed to get it, it seemed to cruise along pretty well.
Just like one game, and like really, like first playthrough, like knowing that you have to press the button again. So I mean, the controller layout it's pretty simple. It's just the joystick and the button, right? And that
You
button,
almost can't get more simpler than that.
right? Yeah. So, well, Pac-Man, I guess, right?
Nah.
But that one button does a lot of things. So it throws things. You have to catch things, and then you have to throw them back and stuff. And it seems like there's only those two screens too. I
Yeah.
don't know if there's anything further.
No.
Okay.
It just goes on like that forever.
Yeah. There's maybe a little more exploration we can be doing on that first screen with point maximizing, like min-maxing. Because it's going to get to that point. Like, there was a score. Mossies took the game on... he took the high score with a score like 32K or something like that. It's going to get to that point, and it's probably also going to get to like a marathon-esque who can just, wants to just zombie look at the game for 3 hours getting 100,000 points.
That's not a bad thing. We see that happen often with classics like Cubert. That's a 72-hour marathon game, and
well, yeah, and it's tough because it's like, well, I mean, the levels are getting slightly faster.
Yeah, you only saw into the 5th stage. Each loop is basically like the 2 stages, and then it progresses to the next level.
Yeah, so the when Jimbo he had all of his lives, and then he ran out of boxes on the first stage of like the 3rd loop or whatever, and then he just died and he went ballistic. It was maybe I'll get that clip actually.
It was quite an end to the Monday Mystery Game.
That was hilarious.
Watching that episode.
Hey, PFR Chaos 77, thank you for the sub.
Yeah, welcome. Definitely. Thank you for that.
Using that Twitch Prime. Yeah, guys, if anyone has an Amazon Prime account, you can link up that account to your Twitch account and use it for a free sub. So, got that line around. I
noticed Ghost Jenkins is in the stream chat too. That's Kincaid from Dark Presence.
Oh.
How awesome is that? What's up?
Thanks for stopping by, man.
Yeah, man. Definitely got to have you out to the arcade soon.
Yes.
Get you and Lumbo playing some Dark Presence. Kincaid versus Titan. So it was bringing that game to the arcade floor. Again, you had mentioned it was a fairly smooth. It wasn't the crazy, super behind schedule, but it was a complete cabinet rewire. We had used a cabinet that we picked up that had a Capcom Bowling was in it. It was originally a Century cabinet. Had it shipped in from Mississippi with a batch of cabinets that we were picking up. So it was nice to, it wasn't a difficult setup on the cabinet, but it was a complete rewire. So didn't have to do, the big problem was the pinout, and there was no data on that pinout anywhere. And we had a handwritten little sheet that was written in Japanese. So I kind of had to decipher the pinout, which made it fun, a little bit more of a challenge. Same thing with the buttons. Normally if it's JAMA, you know what's up, down, left, right, and what's the action button. This, it was not that. It was, I wonder what this button does. So
classic.
Yeah. But we definitely had enough time. On Monday, it was literally just redoing the control panel and drilling some new holes and everything and cutting the plexiglass, and definitely a leisurely, not as hectic as usual Monday. So Hopefully they all go like that, but they often don't. Shout outs to your gamer of the year, Pete Hahn. Thank you for being here, man. So yeah, that was pretty much Monday. Tuesday, watching Jeremiah's stream. It was he was playing some Violent Storm. That was a lot of fun. I am totally loving Violent Storm, and I don't know who's gonna win CC at first.
It's probably gonna be Andrew or Pete. Well, Pete actually hasn't even played that game yet, has he?
He has not. I think Pete saying Zerst will 1 CC at first. I think Jeremiah is. I think there's only like 2 more stages.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't see how far he got last night. Did he beat 1.2 mil?
He was 900 points shy of Andrew's score.
For sure.
And I still think there's a lot of room on that. I've been putting a lot of time on it, and you can get so many points if you're using Wade and doing that uppercut. There's a lot of room to point maximize it, and it'll be interesting to see. I think Jeremiah's a contender. I think Pete's a contender, and he hasn't even played it. And Andrew, for sure. So, and James was putting some time on it too, wasn't he?
He was doing some runs on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he didn't get too far, I don't think.
No?
No.
Surprising.
Yeah.
Mag, what is up? Mr. Meow Meow Pan saying I put an hour on Violent Storm on my MAME cabinet after the stream yesterday. So much fun. The music is awesome. Everything about that game, the artwork, the characters, the gameplay itself, the music, all of it, so good. Such a good difficulty level. Very, very high replay value. I would say. So I'm thinking Jeremiah's going to go back to it, but it's been pretty cool to see Jeremiah jump around from game to game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it adds a lot of variety. It brings a lot of new eyes onto games that maybe people haven't tried at the arcade.
Pete saying, I think I'm on to a new game. He's done with Captain Commando. He got the 1 CC, and
yeah, that was awesome.
Absolutely amazing. Congratulations on that. That was super impressive. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Oh, Jeremiah last week streaming Contra, the original Contra, that Pete Hahn is so well known for. Pete, what did you think of Jeremiah's gameplay on the original Contra? He had never really put too much time on it and had just put playing Contra Evolution and everything. So interesting for him to see Pete saying he learned it quick. Tom, you think you're gonna jump on and get into some gameplay streams?
I'd definitely be down. I'm pretty picky when it comes to these games, though. Like, I wouldn't want to do a beat 'em up. I could do a shmup. I don't know how viewer friendly that is. There's a couple oldie but goodies that I do enjoy. Portman for one, but I don't think that's exciting enough gameplay. Yeah, it would just really depend.
Some Lunar Rescue.
I would play Lunar Rescue, but again, that gameplay it gets boring after a while. And I could add commentary, or like, and it would get exciting until it gets to like a good score. That's a tough score to beat right now. The house high.
On Lunar Rescue?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you have it, or
no? Andrew's got it.
Yeah. Are you going back to it?
I mean, I play it every so once in a while. I'll give it a good honest try, a good college try. Maybe a Saturday after Charles gets in or something like that. But I'm not like gunning for it quite yet. But I just like to keep my skills sharp. Make sure. I know what's going on.
It'll be interesting. You have been really competing in the 10X this season.
It's been really fun. It's fun. I can see how competitive. I see how competitive the other contestants are, and it makes it more fun for me.
Do you I was surprised that Jimbo left when he left yesterday. I was expecting him to stick around a bit and slug it out for some points.
The weather was nice, the snow's melting. It was going to be a smooth ride home. Would have been a nice little back and forth, possibly.
I believe he said his foot was bugging him a bit, though. So
Gotcha.
it was. We'll see. Next week, we have not picked the game yet, so it'll be. Got to go to the vaults. Maybe today or tomorrow. Head over to the vaults and see what next week's game is going to be, and get to work on it. And 3 more points going out to somebody. So Masi's took this week.
Yeah, he took last week also.
So he's at 6 already.
Yep. I'm at 4, and Jeremiah's at 2.
Interesting.
Yep. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's we'll have to see. I'd have to look and see what genres we've put out, because again, we don't like to normally double up on, like, we usually don't do 2 classics in a row. We have, but we try to stir the pot up a little bit.
Yeah, get everyone a chance. Someone will be sad, someone will be happy every week.
Tracy putting up that vault icon.
They're got a lot of depth to them.
Krell asking, any plans to make the full Midway Power Up Baseball prototype cab eventually? They just added it to MAME too. I was talking with Brian Smolik on that one back at the Insert Coin documentary. There's so many projects that are floating about, and that was a really interesting one. And it was really just a timing issue. It was on the list of things to do, but just didn't get to it yet. And so awesome. I forget who completed it. And I've been talking with them so much too, and I'm drawing a blank on their name off the top of my head, but possibly. We currently do not have any baseball games out on the arcade floor. But prototype Midway, that does sound like something we would have. I do kind of wish we had jumped on that one a little bit earlier, but always awesome to see that it got out there and that people are able to enjoy it, because that was a game that was pretty much lost to everybody. A handful of people knew about it, and there's so many of those that are out there, just prototypes and Gottlieb prototypes, and it's always difficult to pick what to work on next, and we're falling so far behind on projects that we have. We've got 2 cabinet upgrades that we have to do. Those
will come. That's fine. Which ones? I'll give you say.
The Judge Dredd, the Midway Judge Dredd prototype. We had custom made side art for that, with the picture of Sal DeVita as Judge Dredd, which I love that artwork. It's so cool. But the original is a drawn piece of artwork. And Alex Ross, the famed
Superman.
Or
DC, I guess.
DC, he draws everybody. He was kind enough to have us out to his house. He donated a Superman cabinet, which we have on the arcade floor.
That's from him?
That is from Alex Ross's house.
What? I feel like we don't talk about that. That's crazy.
We've mentioned it several times. Every time I show it, always give a shout out to Alex Ross for donating that to the arcade. Alex is so cool.
I remember him. I think he was. I remember him going to the arcade one time, and I know Phil got pretty excited.
Yeah,
But that's
he was
crazy.
just hanging out, and his family was there playing. His whole family is just so super awesome.
Yeah, this guy, guys in the chat that don't really know Alex Ross, like if you go to like C2E2 or a Comic Con, this guy is like, he's on stage. He's like, if you want to like a signature with this guy, it's like 50, like that. You know, he's pretty up there in the tier of artists, in the tier list of artists. So it's crazy. He lives in Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So he was like, yeah, you can have the Superman cabinet, and you can have this Mortal Kombat cabinet, an MK4 cabinet, is what it was. So I'm looking at this MK4 cabinet, and it's like, this is different. This is different than ours. And we have the one that we have on the arcade floor. We have the one that is over here at Productions. The one that's here at Productions was from Alex Ross, and it's a pre-production cabinet.
Wait, that one right there?
The one in the where the other cabinet, the other MK cabinets
Okay,
are.
all right, I see.
That one made it to a show. That was actually John Vogel's cabinet, and he traded that to Alex for some stuff. But that cabinet was at this show in somewhere out of the country, I believe, when they were taking MK on tour. And the people, when Combat Con was going on and all the Chileans were out, they knew the cabinet instantly. They're like, that's the cabinet. That's the cabinet that
crazy,
made it out to this one show. And started telling them all about that came from Alex Ross, who got it from John Vogel. And what a history to that cabinet to now have it here. And we've got some big plans for it, but can't go into it yet. But there's some big MK cabinet plans coming up. But with the Judge Dredd cabinet, so Alex is donating these cabinets to us, and I'm looking around, and he has a mint side piece, like just one side of the Judge Dredd cabinet, just sitting up against the wall. It was actually behind the MK4 cabinet, and it's like, wait, what? Why do you have this? And he's like, oh yeah, I just got that. I was at Midway and on the production line, and they were showing me around, and I was like, oh, Judge Dredd, how awesome. And they're like, oh, here, have a piece of side art, like a whole wooden side of the cabinet.
And you were driving your Corvette?
Yes, as I often do, and I'm picking up cabinets to make it. So we had the van. I didn't want to impose because he's already given us 2 cabinets. So our good mutual friend Ken, I was like, hey Ken, do you think Alex would mind lending us that piece of side art? And Ken was like, yeah, I'll get it from him. So he went out, picked it up from Alex. Ken brought it out, and we scanned it all in, and we have the original side art scanned from an original cabinet side. And that cabinet is so insanely rare. I know Star World's out in DeKalb had one for the longest time. I'm not sure if they have it on location. Sometimes they have it at a local pizza restaurant and stuff. But it will be so nice to make that cabinet more original because it's so rare, and I think it's a good game. It was definitely a game. If you haven't played the Judge Dredd prototype from Midway, have you played it?
I probably played through it once or whatever. I remember it like it kind of gave me Narc feel like vibes. Maybe do you have a gun?
No, it's
or is it
the later levels. There's some shooting stages, but it's mostly a beat 'em up.
Okay, all right, never mind then.
But it does.
I know it's 3 players,
Yes.
and I know about like there's a few Easter eggs in the game and stuff. Yeah, that's about it. Very
One
surface
being
level.
Goro walking around.
Yeah. That's cool.
That last time Ed was here, he literally walked past Judge Dredd and was like, "Wait, what? Why do you have a Judge Dredd unreleased prototype Midway game here?" But yeah, it will be nice to have that looking more original. But I hate taking off the artwork that's on there because it does look really nice having.
Have one side be one and the other side be the other. Or is that a little too? It's not asymmetrical.
Yeah, it's. I'd say for me, if we're doing a custom cabinet, we're doing a custom cabinet. But if we're going for as close to original as possible, we should do it up.
Ohio Nitsud, thank you for the prime. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thanks very much for that. Shout outs to Todd and Mag saying Judge Dredd and Demolition Man always get mixed up in my memory. No idea why. Yeah. But the other cabinet that we are gearing up to do a cabinet upgrade on is Strike Force.
No, yeah. Yep.
Which originally released as a Saurian front. It was known as Saurian front.
So it's a New Age Defender, I guess.
Yes.
Not New Age for its time.
It's Defender Stargate with that 90s Midway brutality to it, where the art style is so great. It has that a little bit of Smash TV vibe to it. It's that cabinet that we have it in it's just standard Midway cabinet, which it should technically Saurian front would have been in a Smash TV style cabinet, which has the angled front, and does not have the control panel box like Mortal Kombat does. But we were talking with John Vogel, who has an original Saurian front cabinet, and he sent us a bunch of pictures, and I am so excited to show that one off. That cabinet is going to look absolutely amazing. And had to move the separating Galaga 3 and Galaga 88. We've got that Galaga 3 cabinet here, so that had to jump in front, but right after going to jump on the Strike Force cabinet. So we'll take a lot of before and after pictures, and I think people are really going to dig it. I think maybe by the weekend we'll get some time on it and see if we can't get it done real quick. There's, we had who am I thinking of? Who is the great Strike Force player?
I have no idea.
Edward Lee. He that game is so brutally hard. Yes, Pete Hunt, Edward Lee. Edward Lee would literally 1cc that game. Just
you
like
would,
that.
Come into the arcade and do it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think we have a YouTube video of him 1cc in it. It's absolutely insane. He's so good at Stargate, Defender, and Strike Force. And that is definitely one that nobody really knows that game. And to see somebody be like, oh yeah, I know that game, and I happen to be the best in the world at it is so awesome. Like even talking with the developers on it, like Vogel and Todd Allen, the thought telling them that there's one guy that once he sees it, they're like, no way. They could barely believe it just because they know how hard they made that game.
Man, he's got some monster scores actually. Edward?
Yeah, Edward Lee
I've never met this guy. I don't think, at least.
Really?
I mean, these are scores from 2014, so
I haven't seen him in a bit, but when he was around, he was so good.
He's got an insane house high on Stargate.
Yeah. He literally would just play him till he was bored. Like he would just be like, "Yeah, I don't want to play anymore."
Yeah, his strike force score blows everyone else out of the water. He's number 1 on our Spy Hunter. Like, he's wow, this guy's pretty solid.
Super generous too. He would track down parts. He was like, "Oh, this needs to be different in Spy Hunter. Here's no, it was the soundboard was out in Spy Hunter, and he's like, I found you a spare Spy Hunter board. Here you go." Same thing. I think he brought us like a extra stick for Defender, and just super generous. Pete saying he's a Midway Bally monster. Yeah, that guy so good. I hope he gets back to the arcade at some point. Stephen Lucas joining us. Shout outs, man. Thank you for being here. Don't forget, if you're new to the podcast, feel free to throw out questions at any time. We're happy to answer them.
Sure thing.
But yeah, there's projects lining up, and it's crazy how the days just are flipping by. Like today we had planned to work on so many things, and then we get a phone call from Rich Divizio, who played Kano, Baraka, Cabal, and Quan Chi in the original Mortal Kombat games. And he's like, "Oh, I'm stopping out." And he got us this new poster that it'll be showing up on. I got the first one signed. So check that out. Check out Rich's Instagram. Can we put up a link to
Yes. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna try something. Let's see if it works or if it's even placed right. Oh boy. Yeah.
Lucas, we'll be getting to that in a minute. Mag, yeah. Rich did all the artwork on this. He did all the graphic work and all the design. And he's going to have a few of these for sale. So make sure you are checking out his Instagram. I don't even think... I hope he doesn't mind me showing this.
Well, they're for sale, right?
He hasn't posted them for sale yet. So make sure you are following his Instagram, and he should be talking about it hopefully today. Hopefully he's made that poster ready. Sailing, what is up, man? 200 bits. Thank you so much for that. Super generous of you.
Yeah, so that was it. Whoops, there we go.
Try asking, what is the status of Galloping Ghost Pinball? So currently, Galloping Ghost Pinball is open on Friday and Saturday from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. We are working on extending the hours, hopefully soon.
Let's try this again. Ooh,
that looked good.
Okay.
Right there.
Ready for this? Yeah, so at Richard Divizio, guys, check out his Instagram. I'm sorry, what were we saying? Is he selling stuff on this?
He does post some things for sale on there, and like I said, he will be putting out that new Kano, Cabal, Baraka, Quan Chi poster that he did. So
yeah, definitely give that a little click, and there you go. Cool. So yeah, check out Rich. We also have a bunch of other art up in the front counter, also like already there. So all the actors have a bunch of stuff there.
Yeah.
So if you guys are ever interested, just ask the person at the front. Sometimes there's not there's so much stuff there. Sometimes it's like underneath other posters or whatever. So if you are a fan of Kano, we have Sindel, Kung Lao, all that stuff up
Philip Bond, John Parrish, Daniel Pesina,
Jax. Pretty much all the OGs.
Oh, I think Ho Sung still has a couple left, I think. Or did those all sell?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'd have to check. Yo, Todd Pepin.
Todd sending 5,000 bits. Thank you so much, man. Super generous. Ghost Jenkins saying Dark Presence. We had Rich Divizio when he was out. We got a couple of matches in with He was playing some Dark Presence earlier today. We can have our take on. You remember the old Bloodstorm poster or the advertisement of Johnny Cage plays Bloodstorm?
No.
I was
It's like the game?
Yeah, they actually put out a magazine ad with Daniel Pesina. He was at a show and he was playing Bloodstorm. And Bloodstorm, they used Daniel Pesina as Johnny Cage to promote Bloodstorm. Do we have that cool picture game. Of Rich playing?
We do. Let me. Hopefully this doesn't. Bear with me, guys. Add in some new stuff. We got. Okay, yeah, here we go. I'll get it for you real quick. There we go.
There he is.
This is Dokken. Rich just today.
Yeah.
Pretty much on Kincaid stage. Kincaid, man, that stage is pretty gorgeous, to be honest.
Rich was digging the backgrounds. He was digging the characters. So it's we can't wait. Everybody's been working so hard on getting it out there, and we will have, as soon as Titan and Valor 100%, it's going on the floor.
Yep.
So soon.
Triterion, we do have Tekken Tag and Tekken 3. Yeah, Tekken 3.
Will we ever get Tekken 7 in the future? Who knows? The vaults are deep. There's a lot of games back there.
Yeah.
Todd's
a lot of games.
I can't wait to have a pick with you like that. Todd, we cannot wait to have you back out, man. Looking forward to it. Hopefully, when you come out, the expansion it's creeping along.
Yeah.
All the Twitch money has been going right towards the expansion. We are working on having the outdoor staircase for the upstairs tenant. That's being constructed. More electric work has been started. That electric work is so expensive.
It's pretty crazy.
Lumbo asking, what did Rich think of Dark Presence? He was totally digging it. He might be the best Titan player I know.
Uh-oh.
Well, I don't know about that. But.
Them fighting words. Nah, it's probably I probably have the best Titan right now.
Over Jeremiah.
Or
do you not even count him? How can you not count him?
No. I have the best Titan. After I got to get used to the character after the changes or whatever. And actually he's getting buffs. Yeah, no, I have the best. The best.
I do feel that Titan needs, as a Veil player, I think Titan needs some buffs. I think it's a tough match.
He's got a lot of health.
That's just more points for Veil.
No, Lumbo. I think you take the cake on.
He'll always be
over Rich.
Probably.
Yeah. Let's see. What do we got going on this week? We got pretty big event starting on Friday, right?
Yes, the Galaga guys are coming.
Oops, let's bring this down here.
They'll be out on Friday, Saturday, and if needed on Sunday.
Yeah.
We'll be streaming right here on our Twitch channel, so make sure you're following that.
It's going to be pretty cool. So if you guys were listening to last week's podcast, we had Jacob Upland, who is a member of this Galaga League, and these guys have been going around to a few different spots, and they're taking Galaga scoring and putting like a little twist on it. So at least for this little tournament that we're going to be doing on Friday and Saturday, possibly Sunday, is it's a kill screen, highest score with a kill screen tournament. So as far as I understand, you cannot submit a score unless it is a kill screen, and then you just take that score you had in that kill screen. Because it's like, obviously, I think the each screen is not linear in terms of how many points you score, right? Like there's certain combos you can do to score more points. Okay, all right, yeah. So it's they're definitely there's going to be a lot of min-maxing on all these stages, and these Galaga guys are pros. I'm thinking we're going to have. I think we're planning on having 2 games. So the cool thing about this tournament is that it can be played on any Galaga cabinet. So we already have the Class of '81 cabinet ready for direct capture. I think you were planning on doing the just the original Galaga.
Yeah.
Yeah, original Galaga. Get that with direct capture. And these games are long, right? So my idea was, and we have the equipment. I gotta try it out still, but we're gonna have like 2 direct captures just going on at the same time for like a head-to-head battle or whatever. We'll have all the mics and stuff ready for the guys, and so it's a tournament, and they have the brackets. We'll be posting brackets, and they'll be available through Twitch chat. We'll have commands for that. But yeah, it's gonna be a cool little event.
So awesome to see some of these classic games getting played at such a top level. And just like when we had Billy Mitchell out for the Pac-Man Killscreen, everybody seems to learn so much, and it really, well, it's a staple of classic gaming. It kind of gives this renewed view to the game that bring a lot of new players to it. So very excited to see Galaga getting that attention.
Definitely. So yeah, guys, again, that's Friday night, Saturday, possibly Sunday. It's going to be here on our Twitch channel, so you'll be getting a notification when we go live. And the pros, they're a bunch of really cool guys. They'll be getting really good commentary. You'll be learning a lot if you are planning on maybe taking Galaga under your competitive reigns. So
we've seen a lot of really good Galaga players here.
Yeah, I mean we hosted. I think this was back in 2018 for the Galaga World Championships. We were a qualifying spot. John Klinkle, Mark Schult, and Larry Rocky Jr. all participated and qualified. Unfortunately, Larry wasn't able to go, but John and Mark did. I guess they were representing us. Yeah, they did awesome. So it was really cool.
Saling sent 101 bits. Thank you so much for that. Also on Saturday, I believe I am heading out to Pac-Man Entertainment, formerly Level 257. Billy Mitchell's doing an event out there, and gonna go check that out and see everybody over at Namco. So looking forward to that. So probably do a Facebook stream on that. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be fun. Haven't seen Billy since he was out here. Talked to him a bunch of times, but been a bit since I've been out to Pac-Man Entertainment, so anxious to see what they have going on.
I've actually never been there.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't make the famed team meeting that was out there?
Nope.
Where Sam was throwing out ideas for games?
Is that where his invisible person?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. No, I don't. That's legendary, though. I've heard tales of that pitch, not necessarily the event itself, but
good times. Good times.
Sounds like good times.
So yeah, it's gonna be a busy weekend, and yeah. That's probably why I wanted to get working on the Monday Mystery Game today or tomorrow. So
yeah,
it'll be good. It'll be good. We also have, I believe, on March 3rd, I believe there is a. It should be on the calendar. I believe there is going to be a.
Oh yeah. Next Wednesday.
Yeah, I believe there's going to be a Spectre Files stream.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the trip.
Oh yeah, that's a double book thing, right?
Yeah.
I love double booking things.
Not on the same page there, but yeah,
no.
Yeah, we were thinking about doing a possible warehouse raid next Wednesday, but
still have to set that up.
Enough, yeah.
If it's early enough. So next week going to be as busy as this week. So always so many things going on. Hard to keep it all straight. Shane asking, Doc, have you ever finished the work for a Monday mystery game any earlier than about 5 minutes before going live? No. It's more than 5 minutes, yeah. But, it's usually, they're usually pretty close. But
yeah, this one was nice. This one was really good.
It was pretty relaxed. It was pretty
and it's not always like necessarily, Doc not being able to finish the game. It's, for 2 weeks in a row the van just wouldn't start when we were trying to get the game over there. So it's like we have to call. I mean, luckily we got a garage, so we just call Joe over, who is our mechanic at the garage, and he starts it. But yeah, that's what I was saying at the beginning. It was like this past Monday was pretty smooth sailing.
So, yeah, how insane is that? Where it's like, and we always say nothing stops a Monday mystery game, but there's 4 blocks of snow in between here and there, and 3 blocks of snow, and it's aside from throwing it on my back and running it down there, which if it comes down to it, we'll do it.
Yeah, I think which one was it? We put it in the back of Jeremiah's car, and I was holding onto it as he drove through the alley so it wouldn't fall out the
Thunder Hoop.
Thunder Hoop, okay. Yeah.
Thunder Hoop, Tom.
So just like, I don't know, shit like that, just it happens, and it's hilarious. You just gotta laugh.
Tracy asking, what's the shortest amount of time you found one in between finding and going live? So probably the craziest one was Ribbit. And that was because I was working on Ribbit. Ribbit was an unreleased prototype on the system. It's a Sega board. I believe it's 16B. Maybe. And we wanted it run on all original hardware. There was the ROMs that were on MAME, and those won't work in an original board. They've hacked some stuff out of it, and so it's like those do not work. Found that out on Monday because we were like, oh, we'll have plenty of time to build this whole cabinet up, and we'll get it running. And looking at it, and it's like, no, there's all this encryption, and it's like, no, there's no way. So now it was me and Seth. Or no, Seth wasn't there that day. Seth left because he was sick. And we're like, okay, we're going to put something else up. And I'm still like, man, I really wanted to put Ribbit up today. I was so excited for it. We had all the artwork was done. And started working on this other game, working on it. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to run this over I'm going to go shoot an email to my friend who is really good at the encryption side of things. And he's looking at the ROMs, and I went back working on the other cabinet. And I look, it's literally 10 minutes to 5 o'clock. And
Game's not there yet? It's not at the arcade?
It was at Reproductions. So I get an email, and I'm like, okay, well, we got to bring this over. And I get this email. It's like, oh, I fixed it. I fixed this ROM. It's all good now. It'll run. And I'm like, I have 8 minutes at this point. I'm like, I know where the blank ROMs are. So I'm like, I'm like, no, we're doing Ribbit today. Burned the ROM, and got it back. Like, it took like 4 minutes to burn the ROM. Got back in there, put it in there. It's literally 5 o'clock, and we're rolling it through the door. I did my play test, which not my best play test, but it was working 100%. And I was so happy to have that one. And there is so much documentation now on the Ribbit board that myself and Doug have worked on that board several times. I know Andrew was going for a score on it. Mm-hmm. And even figuring out Look at why is Ribbit stuck on 99 lives? That's kind of like an RC squared problem. Just the game's not done. It's an unreleased prototype. Sega was about to release it, and Konami actually owns the rights to Ribbit. So Konami's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You hold up there. You're not putting out a sequel to Frogger because that's our game. And you don't have the rights to do it. So they'd had flyers printed up and everything, and they literally killed the project. So the ROMs just sit at Sega. And ours is the only running original hardware board that there is. Like even Sega doesn't have one on the board. They just have theirs on a set of ROMs. So, but yeah, Lucas, there's some of the prototype games, they're just not completed, so they're going to have issues, and it's like you get to enjoy them, but it's like Beavis and Butthead, how that used to always lock up, or RC Squared, how that locks up.
It's just a reset, right? To get rid of that?
Yeah. It's just one of those things that you have to deal with. If it happens, you reset it and it goes on. So, but yeah, it's always awesome to be under the gun to get everything done, and you never know what you're gonna have to deal with on any given day, or who's gonna show up, or what's gonna break down. And we've taken games over where the monitor will stop working, and it's like, oh, well, what do we have?
The Virtua Racing Day was pretty crazy.
Oh yeah, the monitor cut out on that one, right?
Something was wrong. I know it was being held together by a T-shirt.
Yes.
But we made it, and it's all good now.
There's some high tension days where it's like, oh, I hope nobody shakes this too hard, or
Nick.
yeah, hard shifting. Yeah, that's crazy. But we've not missed one in over 5 years, and in all that time, I've missed one. I still so upset about that.
Yep.
But
everyone knows it, and everyone always thinks about it whenever they think of Monday Mystery. It's the blemish on your record.
It really is. I hate it. Literally.
TNK3.
When we have a few minutes of time, we should redo the unveiling of TNK3.
Okay.
A tribute to Sean Quigley.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucas, it was TNK3 that I missed.
Mm-hmm.
Todd saying, looking forward to riding the R360. So happy that the weather is breaking. Been so concerned about the R360. It's so cold back there still. We got to get a little more insulation in there and get that back room touched up. And so many people with the finding of that R360 out of the country in that field. Everybody's talking about R360 now, and we're getting messages like, oh, when can you come play it, and what's the setup on it? And we got to get that expansion done. It's killing us. So,
yeah, I mean, we're ready to go, right? I mean, we're just waiting on the people.
Yeah, it's
the people.
It's the stairs. It's the electric. It's the.
I mean, last week was essentially a wash. I can't imagine they couldn't do any construction with all that snow.
No.
So, yeah.
Lumbo's saying we should get the found R360. I've heard it was picked up by somebody, and they're trying to salvage it. And
let's see.
There was the R360. It would be awesome to get another one. To have Wing War playable too, but one's enough. One massive R360.
Sure. Maybe in like 20 years you can change the game or get a new one or something.
We'll see.
Yeah. We'll split it with the residents upstairs.
Yeah.
All right. Should we talk about We got speaking of finding games, I guess on the topic of that, we've got the pictures Charles sent us.
Oh yeah.
We could talk about those. So Charles, our newest member of the Ghost family, before he was coming to the arcade, I guess he was. This is before he was working for us, I believe.
Yeah, Charles kind of found the arcade and became kind of enamored with wanting to help. So he started bringing he started bringing boards and coin doors and asking and saying that he wanted to learn the tech side of things, and it was he let it be known he wanted to work here, but he was like, I'm gonna help regardless. He's like, I came out and found this place and totally dig it and want to see it succeed. So he was doing everything he could. Him coming on board, before he came on board, he had actually dropped off a Violent Storm board, that's a rare board. And he said he found it in a cabinet. We can pull up these pictures right here.
Okay, it's going through a slideshow, but this is from his run. So this is probably the board. And then that's the state that he found it in. It's got a weird contrast in this picture, but he had mentioned that the cabinet was just all these cabinets were just like left out to just get rained on pretty much.
That is a Tempest cabinet converted to Street Fighter 2 Turbo. And that was the Violent Storm?
I believe so. Just like the condition of these games. That looks like it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
It's a 2-player cabinet. That is an original control panel, and that is the original side art. So very awesome to see that.
Well, I mean, it sucks, guys, but we were able to he got the board, and well, I mean, that's probably the most expensive part of the cab.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's funny.
So thank God. But it does suck. Yeah. Whoever was the owner of this, I mean, look, that back, they did not care. That cabinet in the back's got no back. The monitor's basically just protruding. That's crazy.
So, shout out to Grey Ghost. Thank you for joining us. And it's so unfortunate that people don't know what to do with cabinets sometimes. And there's been industry people that before we were really rolling and people knew about us, people would just get rid of cabinets. Like, you could drive around and you'd see them sit down on the curbside waiting to get picked up by the garbage collectors. People that didn't know that they had value, including industry people. There's a story. I can't tell it just yet, but there's an industry person that had an outrageously rare cabinet. Didn't think it was worth anything. Didn't think anybody would want it. Just put it out to the dump. And it's like lost prototype there. Never to be seen again.
Yeah. Kind of cringe. It makes me irk just hearing that. Tracy, we essentially, I would say, have become that such thing as we rescue them.
Yeah, we get people often that are like, oh, I just want it to be someplace that somebody wants to play it. I want to see it be enjoyed by people, and that's awesome. That's so amazing to when people donate stuff like that, or just find. Sometimes they'll contact us and just be like, "Hey, I have these parts," and it's the people who are not aware of us, not aware of the other arcades out there. They just think of them as these huge Like, what do you do with it? Like,
Yeah, I
they're
mean,
so hard to move, and the average person
it's
can't move them.
taking up space. It's heavy. It's in my basement. Ugh, crazy.
Yeah, we always try to rescue every cabinet, and to be honest, there's some cabinets once they're water damaged. As many as we try to save, you look at our cloak and dagger cabinet,
Oof. Well, our old one.
our old cloak and dagger cabinet. That thing, like, yeah, it made it to the floor, and every time you'd move it, there'd be a little less of it,
It
and
was easier to move.
yeah, it kept getting easier and easier.
Yeah.
It was leaving pieces of it everywhere it would
Actually,
go.
we move a lot of cabinets. That happens to a few of our cabinets. They're
It-
definitely not meant to be moved on a daily basis.
But that one, it's like we have this empty husk of an old defender that's been converted to cloak and dagger, and all the parts are taken out of it. The wood that's supposed to be 3/4 of inch thick is like 2 inches thick from all the damage done to it. It's just swelled up. So it's one of those like, what do you do with it? It's like those cabinets looked pretty bad. Possibly they were salvageable, but you take the components out and
Yeah, you got the good stuff.
yeah, like that Tempest cabinet with Street Fighter in it. Somebody had already pulled the vector monitor out and put in a standard raster monitor in there, so it had gone through a lot. As pretty much every cabinet did. Like everybody, when they see bad conversions and stuff, it's like, oh, that poor Tempest cabinet, that poor Cuber cabinet, and it's like, no, that was what happened to every cabinet when there was not really a collector scene yet. It was about earning money in an arcade. So once a game stopped earning, that cabinet had to go out. It either had to get pulled off the floor or get changed into something else. And I was literally just talking with Doug Fox about this the other day. He's like, we were working on Golly Goes, and he had fixed the monitor, and uh, he was like, I've never seen this cabinet. And he's like, they must have only made like 3 of these. And it's like, no, it was a full run game. There's a couple hundred of them. He's like, you never see it though. And it's like, because you can't convert it in anything else. It's like, as soon as, especially a game like that, and it's as soon as it stops working, and this is the exact same thing as the R360. As soon as whoever buys it can't fix it anymore, it's just taken up such a massive footprint that you're better off throwing it out into a field to not have it taking up an entire warehouse. And we see that with arcades that when they close, they have games sitting in storage, and they're like, oh, I'm going to sell this for this amount of money. They end up losing money because they're paying for the storage. So it's a terrible, unfortunate side of it, but from the business side of it, it makes total sense. Like, these things are so big, and the ones, yeah, Mag saying like Coliseum or Time Traveler, yeah, those cabinets just got destroyed because what else are you going to put in it? Yeah, it's one of those bigger picture. It's not. It makes total sense that stuff happens, but always sad to see.
Yeah. Happens with a lot of old big games, I feel. No one can put them at anywhere. And since arcade, at least like retro arcades aren't necessarily around, no one's gonna put like, I don't know, a Lucky and Wild in their house or something like that.
Sure, saying I'm after Daniel's Robbins world record on the Mighty Flicky. I need to record my score at Arcade Club, 12 million plus. That is awesome. She's hoping somebody takes that score so she'll have reason to play it again.
Wants a little competition. She wants to dive back deep. Crazy. She must love that game.
She does.
Do you want to talk about the Grand Theft Auto thing?
Oh, the Grand Theft Auto thing. Yeah, so you want to do the tell the story behind it?
Sure. So this is probably news for those outside of Illinois, but Chicago, like this is just this week's news. There's a government official who is looking to ban Grand Theft Auto in particular, and just other violent games because they're attributing it to like high percentage of carjackings in Chicago. And I mean, the TLDR is this guy is just an idiot and really placing this game on this pedestal to use to blame for these things happenings when really it's obviously a larger issue.
And I've spoken on a lot of panels about violence in video games, and yeah, it is about the most absurd thing that you could ever imagine. It's and this is to think that violent or video games in general have any sort of negative impact um, on society as a whole is just so outrageous and ridiculous. And there's we saw it back in the Mortal Kombat days when people were getting vilified for, oh, this game is so violent, it's making kids crazy and violent and
Making kids rip spines out of each other.
well, and that's really the instant like well, here's the test. If you have everybody that's into Mortal Kombat, if you get them all together in one place, you would have the perfect storm of fights and people going crazy. And you look at our Combat Con, where you have 500 people that just love this franchise so much that they're traveling in from every corner of the world.
Yeah.
And you've never seen 500 people get along better. Like there's no issues. There's no like it's not about like what religion you are or like your color of your skin doesn't matter. Like nothing matters aside from everybody getting along about Mortal Kombat. And it would really be this. It's the same thing. It's like it's what an outrageous statement to say that it has any impact on the people. And the Ground Zero, like an arcade that's been here for 10 years and has so many players, it's like this would be the epicenter of where everything bad was going on, because this is everybody around here is all so video game oriented. And you look at Brookfield, it's a perfectly fine town. Like,
yeah, Brookfield's great. Yeah, it's obviously the disconnect is absolutely unreal. It's essentially an insult to the people, accusing us not being able to discern like what's right from wrong and stuff like that. And it's a big issue. The guy, I don't know how you could just fall asleep just happily like, yeah, I fixed it. This is it. Yeah. This is the thing that's gonna fix all this stuff. Like, no, it's absolutely insane. So it's just something fun to talk about because we know how ridiculous it is and nothing's ever gonna come of it. And I think and actually someone mentioned Death Race earlier. I think that was just banned in Australia, right? Or was that banned in the States?
I know, I'm not sure which. It was banned. It might have been banned everywhere. I know as soon as they started getting bad publicity on it, they were kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was a culture shock, but yeah.
But it is insulting to the players. It's insulting to the artists that are making these games. It's a
weird slippery slope too. I think like there was some sort of compromise where they wanted to make the like maybe a little logo or a picture where it says 17 like an inch larger or something like that. I don't know. Like parents have to buy the games for the kids anyway. It's Like no 15-year-old is allowed to go into a store and just buy an unrated game. At least that's not how I think it works anymore.
Tall Nova saying you have to ban movies and music as
Or
well.
still. Yeah,
and,
yeah, it's
and books, and it's so absurd. It's just so, as somebody that is producing like a violent video game, just the disconnect that those people that think that has an impact, the disconnect has just got to be unbelievable.
Yeah,
and it's like
it's
these are the
absolutely
people that are having a say on things, and wow.
It's interesting because there was a hearing recently. Obviously, everyone knows what happened with GameStop and stuff. So they brought some of the people from Wall Street Bets in, which is a subreddit that was kind of almost conducting the entire spike. And some of the members of Congress that were asking questions just had no idea how any of this stuff worked, but they were like how stocks work or the market, and they were, these are the people that are implementing rules on how those things are regulated. So it's pretty crazy. Yeah, the disconnect is insane. Definitely need a 12-year-old's expert opinion on video games, which is much higher than that guy's probably.
And that's the big thing, is they're not doing the due diligence of reaching out and talking to anyone that has any connection to the scenes.
I mean, that kid, that dude's probably got a son or maybe a daughter that plays video games. Just like, come on.
Well, and there's always going to be crime. There's always going to be people that like they don't need the influences and the movies, like the movies, the video games, the music. Like you would see a lot more if that was influencing people. It would just be like for video games, like carjacking is on the rise in Chicago. Okay, well, Grand Theft Auto 5 is one of the best-selling games of all time. Why is it just in Chicago? Like, why is there not carjackings increasing everywhere?
True.
And how long has Grand Theft Auto been out?
Yeah.
Like, it's just...
Yeah, man, I was playing Vice City in, like, 5th grade or something like that. That was awesome. I love that game. It's been out for ages.
It's one of those... It was so great to be able to talk at the panels on violent video games, and I have never seen people bond more over video games. And you look at this community. You have people that they can't be here. This place means so much to them that they're sending food for the other people to make sure that they're happy, and it's just insane. What an outrageous statement to make, to say that Grand Theft Auto 5 has any influence on people. And I would love to speak directly with any of those people personally.
Sure. Yeah, so that was pretty much it, guys. We just wanted to brush over that, laugh at it a little bit, have some yucks in the chat, and maybe bring news to those that aren't too familiar with what's going on in Illinois. And I guess on a daily basis in Chicago, just maybe be a little more careful when you're deep in the city.
Swords and Stones, what is up? Thank you for being here.
Yes. What's up, Swords and Stones?
Definitely, if you are new to the stream chat, feel free to throw out any questions throughout.
Yeah, we're always here trying to read the chat as much as possible. Angel Uriel 1530, thank you for the follow, by the way. That was about 5 minutes ago. Sailing with 101 bits. Actually, with a bunch of bits. You are kind of flooding this. Sorry, we're missing this, guys. Yeah, I mean, Sailing and Todd, thank you guys for the bits. Sword and Stones, thank you for the follow. We really appreciate it, guys. For those of you that are just joining, this is a weekly podcast that we do. Doc and I sometimes a guest, just going over news and stuff, answering questions. Sometimes, like, we usually have some topics lined up, but definitely take a portion.
We were this close to getting Rich Divizio on the podcast to stick around.
Yeah, he was here today, so that would have been pretty fun.
Rich always has some amazing stories, but there are more guests coming. So
Definitely.
Goofy BK, shout outs, and Space Face, what is up? Goofy BK saying, I just saw that Taito is closing all their Japanese arcades. Are you thinking of picking up any from them? I know shipping would be a bear. So, seeing that those are closing in Japan is just, it's so unfortunate.
Are those more retro arcades, or are they just like
No,
arcades?
they're a little bit newer. They have some older stuff, but
That's crazy. Like, I thought they had a pretty firm grasp and control over what's going on and stuff. I guess people are just still no one's going out, and
it's that long. It's been a year. It's and
those arcades are so cool. I want to go to one so bad.
I have to check with the two that invited us for our Dark Presence tour. I have to make sure that they're still there.
Like, I know Uday has told me stories about his travels, like just the fighting game scene there. I know Slips, he the best Tekken Tag player in the world. He's in St. Louis, and he sometimes visits us and plays fighting games with the GGA squad. He went to Japan, or maybe South Korea. I think it was Japan, though, and he was just kicking butt, like literally beating everyone in the arcades. Because it's like, that's where, even nowadays, I think, well, I guess nowadays, like, my understanding of Eastern fighting game culture has dwindled since like Street Fighter 4, because I kind of don't really care about 5, but they were still going to the arcades, and they had their cards. They'd swipe in. Like, I don't like the player, because like the online for Street Fighter 4 still wasn't like top notch. So you can have like your own profile at these arcades. Like, they're really sick. I love the idea. It really drives like the community and stuff. And it's like, oh, that guy's got the sick Zangief for Ryu. So it is like one of those arcades though.
Yeah, and the arcade scene has evolved in Japan. It went and lasted on the video side for so long, and they did a lot more. The redemption side has been creeping into the Japanese arcades, but still so many strong with candy cabs, but it's so unfortunate to see the big ones closing in Japan, and it really just goes to show you've got to be getting out and supporting your local arcades. I know of we had mentioned when Pixel Blast closed, and as the other arcades that we've been close to have shut their doors from all the craziness that's been going on. There's two more that are going to be announcing soon, unfortunately, which is you want actually probably a third, but we just have to see. Again, if you not just Galloping goes, we love that people come out, but make sure you're going out and supporting all the other arcades, Prince Arcades and Star Worlds and Colonial Soldier and Arcade Galactic and Boss Battle Games. Like, all those places need to stay open. And Underground Retrocade, they all need your support. There's going to be more arcades that aren't going to make it through this, and it's just so sad to see. Just talking about it before, it's like it brings so many communities together and brings so many people together and gives them all places to go, and it's just unfortunate. And just people, if you're spending time with us on this podcast, so arcade gaming means something to you. So make sure you're getting out to the arcades, not only ours but all of them out there, because it's we don't want to see them to keep on this decline of places closing. They were building back up, and how awesome was that you had options of places to go, and now it's getting less and less and less. So
Galvin goes Pachinko next to the Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, you know the area pretty well. There used to be like a little hole in the wall, like you could buy gyro and like burgers and stuff there, but that'd be hilarious. Yeah, it's just Buy out all their assets that they're selling.
Well, it'll be.
Yeah, barcades are pretty much done. So I don't know. It seems like we're on the up and up though. Like we'll see what happens. Yeah, Rip Anthony too. Oh, Nikolai Portillo's
Oh,
knows all about it. What's up?
yeah, Anthony 2's not reopening.
Yeah, they had really good fries. I love their fries. It's the it's not fresh cut. I don't know. Nono's has it or Enzo's had it. Couple places, really good fries.
Try saying, Doc, do you?
Enzo's is gone. Yeah. Nikolai, are you at the arcade? This guy's got to be at the arcade. Is that Nick? Is that just Nick?
I would doubt it.
Okay.
The price of boards and machines taking a dip after all this inventory hitting the market. Honestly, I don't think so. Most of the places that I know that are closing, there's not a ton of like the killer games that everybody's looking for. So right now, just kind of looking at what's out there for sale, it's the market is pretty dry right now. It's there's not a lot to be had. We're constantly still scanning, looking for just like conversion cabinets, and it's just not like it was even a couple of years ago. It's the collector scene has really ramped up, and you don't find the warehouse raids like we used to. Like it used to be like, oh, once a month we were going on an awesome warehouse raid. And now it's just kind of like, oh, maybe we can go here. Oh, let's go back to Troy's or Jonathan's. But it is, the prices I would see only going up as more and more people getting into the scene. As things are on the incline, I do think we will see some new places try to open. But I think it's going to get more prohibitive as the prices of machines keeps climbing and climbing and climbing. So, like, again, when we opened, machines were $50. Like, the first 114 machines was like $5,000. And now, like, you look at a Cubert's like $2,000. Or a Rampage is $1,500 or $2,000. And it's insane. It's insane. Lumbo's saying, so what you're saying is Double Dragon 3 might be on the floor due to availability. No. No. We will. You might see a stream of it one day, but I could not add it to the arcade floor.
A stream just smashing?
No, I wouldn't.
Guitar after a performance?
No, I feel that's wrong to do. But, well, maybe I would. I don't agree with it, but maybe I would make an exception for Double Dragon 3.
Duff drink.
Private, Todd saying there's a private pinball club in Palmer, Massachusetts. Yeah, there's so many places that are either still not open or not open to max capacity yet, so we'll see. Again, it's looking at even our numbers are a shadow of what they used to be.
For sure.
So it's on the incline, but there's so many places that haven't had that increase yet. So we'll hopefully a lot more of the arcades make it through, because it's really unfortunate to hear closure after closure. So do we have any more questions in the stream chat?
2024. Let's see if Monday Mystery lasts that long.
We are running out of space. We got to get that expansion done. That would be all right.
That'd be good. That'd be some good content.
I
Giving
have
us some good ideas.
I have put in some time of how we would get rid of Double Dragon 3 boards.
True.
Mag. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
The
we're good.
biggest problem for us is that the forward progress. Like back 2 years ago, it was like, oh, let's do this, and it was like we had the money to do it, and now it's like the Canton expansion just brutally dragging on and on.
Yeah, it's taking a bit. I mean, it's a little more intensive, and there's a lot more work that needs to go on it.
Nick asking about the logistics for the next expansion if you knock down the walls where Canton used to be. So the walls have not come down yet. We had run a GoFundMe, which, you know, I have to, huge shout outs to Kevin Jimenez, and we had not been promoting it. The GoFundMe is still there should people want to donate. But the expansion has slowed up a little bit. We still hope to have it relatively soon. The electric is just been brutally expensive, and it will be done as soon as possible. But it's hopefully as the traffic increases, we can get back doing it quick. So. Krell saying, sign your Double Dragon 3 board and send it to me. I'll frame it and hang it on my wall. I wouldn't do that to you. Can you mail stuff like that?
What, a board?
Terrible boards. The worst board. Aren't they checking for things like that? Luke is saying, what events do you think can fit in between now and the next T20? Who knows? You know, we've got an event every Monday. Make sure you're coming out to that.
Yeah. I mean, we'll probably be doing little tournaments here and there. Something like that.
Luke is asking if we're going to the Bloomington Normal Game Con in April.
We are in the works of setting something up for that. Yeah. We will let you guys know for sure.
Swords and Stone saying, Screenwave and Cinemasker guys need to take a tour of the Galloping Ghost. Angry Video Game Nerd was out here. There's a good video from him.
Yeah, he brought a couple friends.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Nostalgic Critic.
Yeah.
And
Holy Ninja Baseball.
Batman.
Yeah. I think that's like the title of his video or something like that.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't angry. He's actually kind of taken a more mellow turn. Because I remember watching that dude, like, back in grade school or whatever, and it was just funny because he was very vulgar, and I was a kid, and I wasn't allowed to say those words. And, no, his content is much more, I don't know, mature, I guess. It's cool. Yeah.
Shane saying we need some Outrunners. Maybe. Keep watching Monday Mystery. A lot of games in the vaults.
Oh, that's a game?
Yes.
Yeah, Swords and Stones. That's probably the one that he made when he was here. I think that was like 2017.
So funny. The after he released that video, the next morning I'm walking into the arcade and this guy comes running up and he's like, "Is the Angry Video Game Nerd here?" I'm like, "What? Like, what do you mean?" He's like, "I saw you had a video that he was here." I'm like, he shot that like 2 months ago, like a month ago.
Oh,
like,
what?
And he thought he would be there that day. Okay. It's like, no, he...
Random.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Mac, yeah, Angry Video Game Nerd was here.
Yes.
So Maximilian, Up, Down, Down.
Yeah, he's come a couple of times, actually.
Yeah, Xavier Woods.
Xavier Woods, yeah, he's awesome. He was really digging the belt.
The Hardcore Championship. He won the Hardcore Championship on Galaxy Force 2. The day we got the full motion working on Galaxy Force 2.
It's pretty crazy. He's doing. I think they're bringing back G4 TV. Do you remember that?
Of
G4?
course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, it was. Man, that channel was just ruined and littered with cops and some other garbage program that's on there. I don't know. It was that was bad though. But they're bringing it back, and he's like the face of like how like mainstream media's way of introducing video games to the general public. Like he's just like he's a good host. He's just he's famous, so we're seeing a lot of him lately.
It's awesome. Swords and Stones. Yeah, Xavier Woods was at Galloping Ghost.
Yes.
He at least twice.
Yeah, at least twice. I know. Yeah, Mike was working both those days too, probably, and he was probably like, "Oh my god." Mike is
quite the wrestling fan.
Yeah, huge wrestling fan. So that was pretty cool for him, I bet.
Yeah, you never know who's gonna be just strolling the aisles. Not only industry legends, and
they're just coming in unannounced.
Yeah,
we'll make Yeah, it's pretty funny. No, Steven, no, not since his stream. Jeremiah.
Oh no.
When he's playing, he wants to make it count, so it's got to be on stream.
Right.
He's not doing no casual run throughs or nothing.
That's pretty crazy. That's didn't take him many plays to get 900 points away from that world record.
That was good.
He might be good at video games. I know he
likes to say that.
He says it. He
is
says
self-proclaimed.
So humble.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not Steve Jobs. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. Not too many celebrity. I think maybe Chance was there.
Chance the Rapper's been here. Mancow's been here.
Yeah.
What's her name?
There was a movie that was.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Martin Scorsese's daughter. She starred in a movie, and they were by the. They were shooting by the House of the Dead. Where it
Carnival.
And yeah. In the back left-hand corner, where it goes like Operation Wolf, Thunderbolt, Carnival, Invasion, all that stuff. In terms of like famous people that have been to the arcade.
Less than 40.
That's what the movie was called?
Or less than 30.
Less than 30? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Try absolutely Master Daniel Pesina.
Definitely.
I had lumped him in with the legends of the industry.
Yeah.
Industry celebrities. Oh, Keith Apicary.
No, I think Nikolai. He was alive when the Galloping Ghost was around. He wasn't busy being dead.
Yeah, but who knows who'll be next?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Not Steve Jobs.
Not Steve Jobs.
On that note.
Yeah, on that note. Anything else you want to add, or?
I think I hope everybody tunes into our Galaga stream on Friday and Saturday, and keeps an eye out for our Facebook stream from Pac-Man Entertainment on, I believe, on Saturday.
Yes. They started sticking in, guys. We were kind of dwindling off at the end, but it's kind of when we leave it up to, we're like, hey, guys, have any questions? And you guys know how it goes here. But yeah, every single Wednesday, guys, podcast. If you're not following us on Twitch, definitely give us a follow. There are links below. If you are on the computer, just right below in our About section for Facebook. That's definitely where all of our information gets posted first and foremost for anything that's going on in the arcade. Our YouTube channel for Monday Mystery Recaps, and the Daniel Pesina Host Sung podcast is on there right now, so you can check that out. We'll be getting these up on YouTube, but if you're really anxious to watch a VOD or you missed a segment that you really want to listen to, they are available on our Twitch VODs, so you can just totally go back and look at that. That works. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna be back Friday night and Saturday for some Galaga action. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have a really cool setup, get 2 direct feed captures going, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
And then obviously on Monday for the Monday Mystery Game.
Yeah, of course. So, every single Monday, 5 p.m. Central. Brand new content bringing to the arcade floor. So
awesome.
It's really cool.
Waffles, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Until next time, thanks everybody. This is Doc Mac from the Galloping Ghost Arcade. We hope to see you around the arcade soon. We're going to be sending you over to...
Anonymous?
Anonymous? The master of streaming.
Here's what we got for options.
Charlie?
Charlie? That works.
All right, we're going to send you to Charlie Farr.
Yeah. Charlie Farr. What's he playing? He's playing Circus, I believe. Is that a screenshot of Circus?
Carnival.
Carnival, that's right. Yeah. I knew the right game, just not the right name.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Cool.
Oh, come on. Game over. Unbelievable. Oh. Give us a bullet. Go on, give us a bullet. Look at all that. That started off really bad.